All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna do a little interview with
Ana Alvarez.
Ana Alvarez. She has a little business, a little cafe. If you wanna, give a little rundown of.
Yeah, so hello, my name is Ana and I'm the owner of Cafecito Alvarez. We operate as a mobile coffee cart, but as Diego mentioned, we also have a cafe that we just launched back in February, and we're super excited to be in this segment.
So what inspired you to start the business?
Yeah, so I've been a barista for 13 years, so I always knew I love coffee and just handcrafting drinks. I really show my creative side in that sense, but did the traditional, went to school, got a full-time career, and then I always had barista skills or barista jobs lined up, even though I was going to school full-time, working full-time. And then one day I decided, I was like, oh my god, my dream is to have a Mexican coffee shop, and I always talked about that with all my friends and family. And I left my barista jobs at other places, and I was extremely depressed and sad because I knew that being a barista just fulfilled me extremely. And so one day out of nowhere, 4 years ago actually, I launched my first ever pop-up where I introduced Cafecito Alvarez to the world, and it was my combination of traditional coffee mixed with Mexican ingredients. And the first ever event, we sold 100 drinks, and I knew from that moment that it was going to be something special and something big for our community. So ever since that weekend, back-to-back pop-ups, we sold out every single time we would pop up somewhere, and now I do this full-time, and we're just going up from here. So that's kind of how it launched and how it inspired, just my love for coffee, my love for barista, and my love for our community. So as I mentioned, it's all Mexican inspired, and I'm really proud of where I'm from, and incorporating my culture into my business, and I feel like that's also why it has succeeded.
Okay. So the little pop-ups, is that sip and shop that?
Yeah, so we do all types of pop-up events. We do markets, farmers markets, private events, corporate events, and we do launch our own events called sip and shops. And so we've been doing that for 6 seasons. So this is our year 6, and we get together 200 to 250 people, 25 vendors, and we have a full day of sipping and shopping. And so people can support all the other small businesses and also sip a cafecito while they're doing it.
Okay. I think I've gone to those events before, and I feel like I bought from your coffee. I just don't remember what it was that you had a special. Oh, it was a little boot.
That was our sip and shop rodeo back in 20, I think it was 2022 when we did that.
Yeah. I still have a cup. It's in my kitchen, but I do remember buying the cup.
Yeah, we love, again, I'm very creative, so I love incorporating themes, our culture into it. So we always have cafecito con corridos. For any Cinco de Mayo events, we do big cafecito events. This is Septiembre, everything that is cultural or Mexican, we love to incorporate it. So yeah,
that's actually pretty good, especially in the community that we have. Southwest is very Hispanic.
Yeah,
so that's good that that
yeah, and that was one of the main pillars when launching the business, was just the nostalgia that people get. So whenever somebody walks into our cafe or to any of our pop-ups, they're always oh my god, I've had this before. The flavors resonate with you because you are surrounded by, or you grew up around horchata, you grew up around arroz con leche, and imagine having that in a latte.
Right.
It's mixing both the American culture with the Mexican culture. And yeah, more than ever, Southwest Detroit, we have so much support in that community, and then now we're down here in Midtown Detroit, so it's definitely merging all different types of elements, and again just showcasing that Latinos are here, and sharing a piece of our Mexican culture to the world. So it's definitely super fun, and it's needed for us to be represented, and especially being a Latina, a girl, a woman, more than ever, this has been such a dream to live, and I do it just for, not just for me, but for our community and for our people too. So
see, that's really good. You have a good meaning behind
Thank you. Yeah.
What are some challenges that you faced with your come up and from the very beginning to now?
Well, definitely at first I was working multiple jobs, and I had this at basically it wasn't my priority. It was kind of like a side thing. So definitely when I first started, I wasn't spending as much time as I am now with the business. So I definitely saw that maybe some missed opportunities or things that I couldn't do because I was working full time. And then also just like with any business, you know, there's slow seasons, there's slow months. There's moments where you're like, oh my God, like where's everyone at? Right. But then, you know, that's like with any business, it's a lottery, right? Like some days, some weeks are busier than others. But luckily we have a lot of support and we have regulars that come now. And now that we have like this cafe aspect, it's more of a set location. So I would say like just time is always a challenge for any business. Just the uncertainty of what's gonna happen next in the world is also, but like that's with anything, right? Like you could be a dentist or have like this 5-6 figure job and like you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. So it's the same with the business, right? Like you just don't know what's gonna happen. And I've grown to really just let things go and like let things be. And luckily I have a degree in business, so if I ever just want to like shut down the coffee shop, like I can just like go get another job. So definitely like there is challenges and there's moments where you're like, oh my God, like what's gonna happen? But I try to just, you know, appreciate like what's going on now and working as hard as I can to like make as much sales, as much revenue, and just like be connected to the community, because there's always going to be somebody that wants a coffee or somebody that wants to support you. And if they believe in your mission and your vision and your dream, like, you know, everyone's going to be making money. So it's just a matter of how do you make someone spend money on you. Right. So yeah.
Okay, that's actually really good. Like for me that I cut hair, like, you know, some days are really slow, some days are really good. So, okay, that's not too bad.
And that's definitely like when you're a business owner, like everyone that I talk to has that same issue. Everyone, you know, is always concerned about the uncertainty or like what if. But you know, that's just the challenge of, you know, being a business owner, is that you're gonna just balance it out and you're gonna have to figure it out. I have a degree in marketing, so I feel like my marketing lens is always like on top of it, like, okay, what's the next trend, or like what can we do to generate more views that bring in more people? So I wouldn't say that my degree necessarily helps my business, but it does help me extremely in the ways that I think, the ways that I react, the ways that I jump onto things. So definitely, you know, if you're thinking of launching a business or you are in like entrepreneurship, if you do go to school and get a degree, I feel like it definitely helps to be able to jump on those like quick turnarounds, so that you're also, and build strategies so that you're not like giving up on your hopes and your dreams. So I don't know, I think that it's a well balanced that. I also am surrounded by entrepreneurs. So my parents have been business owners for 27 years and all of my siblings have businesses. So definitely like my circle is full of entrepreneurs, and whenever I have an issue, I'm like, hey, like how do I go about this? And so they always like offer solutions and support. So definitely surround yourself also with people that are like-minded, people that are doing the same thing, because trust me, like you are not alone and you're not the only one that's facing those challenges.
Right. And your whole family is like, okay, that's pretty cool then. So it's okay.
And like growing up, so my siblings and my parents have always, like I said, they've always been business owners. And growing up, like I never thought that I would be an entrepreneur. Like siempre me sentía como atrás, like, oh my God, when am I gonna have a business? Or like, when am I gonna do that? And then just literally my like 3 a.m. thoughts, I remember like I went on Instagram and I was like, I wonder if like Cafecito Alvarez is like a thing. So I was like going on Instagram, I found a user that wasn't existing, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like create this page. And then my sister, I remember she woke up the next day, she was like, what is your idea now? Like I got this friend request from Cafecito Alvarez, like what does this mean? And I was like, wait for it. And literally 3 months after that, like I launched the business. So definitely like at 3 a.m. is like when my most like crazy and most successful thoughts are. And so now that I'm a full-time business owner, I'm like, see y'all, like I wasn't back then, but now I'm like on top of it and really doing this full time. So yeah, it's nice to have like my parents who have that experience. They've been business owners since Southwest también. So definitely they have a big say in the community, and a lot of people know them and now they know me. So it's kind of like this generational entrepreneurship that's super cool too.
Yeah, that's good. So they can also guide you, you know, since they have experience in the business. Okay, that's that's actually really cool. And then since you've done marketing and everything, now you have employees, you got to start getting them to do TikToks now.
Yeah.
You know, to get the word out there.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of the baristas are a younger crowd, so I've seen that a lot of like their friends come now and like supporters. Yeah.
Online.
So it's literally like really cool to kind of branch out to that segment of like people and that group of people, because like my generation, like we're a little bit older, so like I have all of those people now, and then my parents, like their friends also come and support us. So it's like cool to have different generations just kind of seeing the vision, and you know, like you like just being able to share my story with you and your platform. Also, like that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
Because you know, everyone has a different audience, everyone has different groups of people that support them, so we can like one another like support each other and get the word out of like what people are doing, because like it's been 4 years now. And people still are like, wait, you have like, what's Cafecito Alvarez? And I have like 10.3K like followers, and still people are like, wait, what is it? Like, who are you? So there's definitely a ton of people that are still like haven't tapped into. So definitely like supporting each other, and like the younger crowd that's now making money.
Yeah.
Definitely getting them as customers too.
Yeah, because I remember like I would see like your little stand at the, you know, at the pop-ups, and I remember it was like well, I don't know if you still have it, but it's like a little stand, and then I guess seeing you now here is pretty cool. Like, you know,
thank you.
to come up. That's
Yeah, we
crazy.
still have the little cart that travels.
You can, like, the OG.
Yeah, old reliable. That's what I call her.
What's your proudest moment so far?
Ooh, oh my God. We've
made
done
you say, you know
so
what,
much. It's been like honestly like such a proud 4 years. Like there hasn't been a moment yet, knock on wood, that I've been like, oh my God, I'm so disappointed in myself. Like I can't believe I did that. But I would say like we manifested serving at Comerica Park to the Tigers.
Oh, really?
We did that back in like, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago now. So we got to serve them, and that was super cool. Like me and my sisters were all in like disbelief, like, oh my God, we're at Comerica Park. What else did we do?
Was it like Tigers themed drinks? Or,
yeah, so we literally were at their clubhouse, and we were serving like the
okay.
Detroit Tigers coffee. What else? I mean, we've collaborated with a ton of different businesses.
I saw that you. What is it? Pilates thing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're having a Sunday Fun Day with Casa Pilates and Gordo Promotions. So it's gonna be like 4 different live bands, musicals, and then we're gonna be selling Cafecito and Pilates. We've done a ton of different like wellness events too. But yeah, I think my proudest moment was that one, definitely. We also did like the grand opening of the Ralph and C. Wilson Park at the Detroit Riverwalk. That was also super cool. We've collabed with a lot of like corporate offices downtown, so BCBG. We've done like just different elements, and I think every single time I get a request of like, hey, like we heard that you're like a coffee brand, are you interested in popping up, or are you interested in like serving coffee? I'm always like, oh my God, like where did they hear from me? But we've done like collaborations with Fabletics, like Lululemon.
I did see those videos.
I can't. Oh, Coach.
Oh.
I remember me and my sister are like a big Coach people, and they hit me up. I think we did like 2 or 3 events with them, and that was super cool too at the 12 Oaks Mall. But yeah, I don't know. Like, there's just been so many, and like every single experience, every single interaction has been so different and has really like helped me to grow and develop. And one thing that I would recommend, and something that I still take on with me, is after every single event, like it doesn't matter if it's like the smallest like 50 people event to like 2,000 people event, we always sit down with my team and sit down with myself, and I literally write like what went well, what didn't go well, what I would do again, and what I wouldn't do again. And that has helped me so much, because you know, you always want to be reflecting, you always want to be like learning from what you did yesterday to what you're going to do different tomorrow. So I tell every single person that like has a business or that does events, or just in general, like as human beings, we should be reflecting on what happened yesterday or what happened, you know, a few weeks ago, and reflecting on what are we going to do to make it better next time. So I always tell everyone about that. Like that's one of my little advice that I give everyone, because truly that has shaped me, and what my first event was to what I am now is extremely different. And like you mentioned, like you witnessed it, like really small. I started off with like literally a table and a tiny espresso machine that only served one person. And I sold 100 drinks with that, right? So to just reflect and to continue growing is truly, I think, what has made me successful. And then also, like, I always tell everybody, start with what you have. Like, I'm telling you, I literally had one of those like pop-up like tables. I didn't even have like a full tent or anything. I literally had like an umbrella, I think. And you know, I was serving coffee out of there. And now I have like an industrial machine, and I'm like, you know, investing more into my brand, into making it, you know, more of a cafe. So definitely start with what you have, because there's always going to be room for growth, and people, if they truly believe in your vision, they truly believe in your brand, they're going to support you even if you're selling out of your car, or even if you're selling like out of una mesita, right? Like people that see you, believe in you, like they're going to support you. And you know, everyone starts from somewhere. Everyone starts from the bottom, and now we're here. So like literally, that's something that I always offer people to, like, start with what you have and always reflect on what happened yesterday.
Right. Yeah, because you can always learn from, you know. Yeah. Even if it was a good day, you can always do something better.
Yeah, and I feel like that's where people lack, because they'll get like one really, really high good day and then they'll be like, oh my god, like we got a double tomorrow, and it's like, and then you hit a low, and then that's when you're like, oh my god, like you're freaking out. But again, like I mentioned earlier, like it's all a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. And if you reflect on like what went well, now you can use that information to use that again, and then you'll be like, okay, like right now I have time to like do TikToks, or right now I have time to reach out to people. You'll always find ways to like come back up.
Yeah. All right, so how do you come up with like new drinks on your menu, or how do you come up with like any drinks in general?
So we have seasonal drinks. Those are drinks that change every season. And then we have our signature drinks. So those are the ones that like stay on our menu. So like I mentioned earlier, it's all about incorporating like Mexican ingredients. So some of our like signature drinks are like the Spanish shaken espresso, La Coqueta, which is our dulce de leche latte. We make this house-made cajeta that's really good, and so that's like has been on our menu since the first day. And then we have a flan latte that's also a signature drink that stays on the menu, and then our matcha made with Mexican vanilla. So those are like our 4 drinks that are going to be always on the menu. And then seasonally, like again, I'm a very creative person when it comes to that. And then I just think of like, like what's Mexican, or like what did I enjoy as like a kid that can be made into a latte. So right now we have horchata, we have saute cajeta, we have tres leches, and 2 refreshers. One that's agua fresca de fresa, and then a mangonada refresher. So that's like our pre-summer menu. So this isn't like our full summer menu yet. But yeah, like I just come up with, like for example, we have a mazapan drink that's really popular. So I remember like going into this to E&L, and I was like, oh my god, like a mazapan, like I can make this into a latte. And so my sister, my older sister, she loves baking and cooking, and so I consider her like my mixologist of the team. And so I'll tell her like, hey sis, like I think like tres leches drink would be good. Like how can we do that? And then she'll be like, okay, like let me whip something up, and then she'll like mix in a whole bunch of stuff. And then obviously you want it to be like feasible for a cafe. Like you're not gonna always have like boiling water for arroz, like to make arroz con leche. So then that's when like the barista piece comes into it. So I'm like, okay, how can I batch this to be able to be like moving around, or like if something si se acaba algo, like it's on like instantly already being able to have like a backup for it. So yeah, it's kind of like a mix of different things, the creative piece, and then incorporating like culture, my sister that's like mixologist, and then yeah, like whatever sells. I've tried a lot of different things, and some of them have not been hits. So I'm just like, okay, like maybe we should like reinvent that, or like maybe we should think of that. But then there's certain drinks like the coqueta and the flan that are super popular, and like everyone wants those. So I'm like, okay, like those are staying on. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just have fun with it, and again, I don't like sticking to one menu, because that's another marketing tip is you want people to like continue coming, and you want people
like crumble cookie.
Yeah. Oh my god, I keep seeing your content about crumble cookie. I'm like, dang, like they got
like,
you.
Right. It's like knowing the cookie is like very sugary. You still go just to try, you know, the new flavor.
Yeah. So one thing about consumers and customers is that you're always going to want things that are exclusive, because they feel like unreachable sometimes. Another tip, if you didn't go into business school, is like you always like that's why the Labubu trend was so popular, because they were exclusive and they were only making X amount of Labubus and they were secret, so you didn't know until you really like got it and opened it. So literally that's why. Oh, sorry. So definitely like that's something that you should take for every business, right? Like what is exclusive? What are people gonna be like, oh my God, like I need to go right now because they're selling out, or I need to go to happy hour, right? Like there's always things that you can bring into your business that are gonna make it exclusive. And I think also what sets you apart, right? Like what sets you apart, there's a ton of different coffee shops, but what sets Cafecito Alvarez apart? Like there's a lot of different things. I'm not gonna share all my secrets. But that's one of the goals in marketing, is what sets you apart and what gets consumers to continue like feeding into your business and to your brand.
What would you say is your favorite drink? What's your favorite thing on the menu? Your go-to?
So I think since last year, like so many people were requesting for me to bring matcha, because like I'm a coffee brand, so like coffee has always been my specialty. But because everyone's going crazy for matcha now, I had to incorporate it. So I think my favorite drink and what I was drinking right now is a flan matcha. It's just so good and like creamy, and like it has definitely some like caramel notes into it. So that's my favorite. I make like a homemade pumpkin syrup for the winter, so I call it like Cafecito de Calabaza, and it's like your take on like a Starbucks PSL, but definitely tastes like fall in a cup. I don't know, I feel like I have so many different favorites. It just depends on the season. I'm such a seasonal person, so depending on like if it's hot outside, I'm not about to be drinking like something that tastes like warm, right? I want something that's refreshing. So I think every season, and that's why I like to switch up the menu, because I also enjoy sipping on something depending on like the weather outside.
Well, for someone that doesn't drink coffee or someone's first time, what would you recommend them?
Ooh, I love when people come in and they're like, what do you recommend? Or like, what's your most popular? Like I said, La Coqueta is our most popular drink. We're known for that drink. And it's our dulce de leche latte. It's made with cajeta, like this house-made cajeta that we make. And then it has hazelnut, Mexican vanilla. So it's definitely a really balanced drink when it comes to like the notes and the flavors. So every single time I recommend that to somebody, they'll get it and they're like, oh my God, this is so good. So that one. And then we also have like a layered matcha drink that's really good. It's like a fresa matcha. Our refreshers right now are like really popular, so fresita fresca or mango nada, and then of course like or chata latte, like that just in itself sounds like a masterpiece. So imagine like just sipping on like agua fresca de horchata, and then it has 2 shots of espresso. So
And since I know you're like more coffee based, but do you have like pastries, or do you?
So not right now, like in this location we don't, but definitely like some of our packages that we do, like when we do corporate events and private events, we always have like pan dulce, and we source it from like many like of the local bakeries. But no, not like at this place, and like I haven't really branched into that because that's a whole other like set of like rules and inclusions. But no, like whenever I do have postres, it's like pan dulce, or like we've had churros before. So yeah, like I always think about it, but not like not that I make them or anything like that. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
You're like, all right, I'm in a concha right now, but I guess kidding.
But is there anything else you want to say?
No, I think I'll just give some advice. Like if anyone ever wants to like launch your own business, or you're thinking about it, definitely do it. It's honestly such a rewarding feeling to be able to wake up and to do something that I love, something that I always dreamed about. Definitely it takes so much work and like esfuerzo, but once you're in it and you have that vision, that passion, like guys, I'm doing this full time, so it's definitely like a way to go. And yeah, just keep pushing through. Surround yourself with people that care about you, that will uplift you, that will support you, because it definitely, you can't do anything alone. So so you can find us at Cure Nail House, right on Garfield Street in Midtown Detroit, so 119 Garfield. You can also find us at any of like the pop-ups around Southwest Detroit. Come visit us and see you guys soon.